Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. Today we'll be discussing about how Devahuti, the mother, got liberation. Those who are following this Bhagavata, you all know that Devahuti and her son Kapila, they were having the discussion for last few classes. We were discussing about that. It was the ordinary mother. Devahuti was not an ordinary mother. She performed her duties as a daughter, then as a wife, then as a mother, and then ultimately decided to get the liberation. After completing all her responsibilities, and to get the liberation, you need someone who is enlightened. You should go to him, seek before him. Who else was there than Kapila? So without thinking that Kapila is her son, she took Kapila as her guru and went over there with great respect and then started asking questions. So you know all those. Then finally she is asking a very important question. Purusham Prakriti Brahman Na Vimujyati Karhachit. Brahman, she is addressing her son as a Brahmagyani. She knew it very well. The Kapila was not ordinary, so he is a Brahmagyani. The one who has realized Brahman is also Brahman. Brahmavid, Brahmaiva Bhavati. So that way, the Kapila is also the Brahmagyani. She is addressing him as Brahman and asking the Prakriti and Purusha are inseparable. Prakriti is never disconnected from the Purusha due to Ananya Apasrayatyacha Nitvatvacha Anayo Prabho. This is the third book, 27 chapter, 17 verse of the Bhagavatam. She is their interdependence and eternal connection. Purusha and Prakriti, this knowledge Kapila gave to her mother. She understood it. Now after listening, she is asking, you said Purusha and Prakriti, that means the consciousness and its power are inseparable. In that case, and they are eternal, and they are dependent on each other. In that case, how we will get the mukti? Kaivalyam teshvata katham. Kaivalyam teshvata katham. How? Katham means how. There is a liberation. In the verse number 19, I am taking the small portion of that. Kaivalyam teshvata katham. How it is possible to get the liberation? Now, why we are not free? This is the first question. that consciousness has created us. So we are also conscious. And then why we don't feel the freedom? Because we are bound. The simple answer. Bound by what? What is the cause of the bondage? Our mind gets associated with the objects. Vishaya. Vishaya means the objects. What is the problem in that? These Vishayas, these objects are all temporary, constantly changing. So when we are keeping our mind on that, so obviously there is no stability. Every time it is changing, every time it is changing. When we were children, we had some objects like the kites, like the ball, like many other things. We kept our mind on that. A time came, all those things changed. As a young man, I thought that these are the things I must get. I started trying to hold those things. There's also gone. At the very senior age, I'm thinking, what will happen to me? Who will look after me? All these things. The constantly temporary things that we are going on thinking, getting associated, and result, uncertainty, anxiety. So that is not the mukta. So one thing we could understand, it is not the body, it is the mind that is the cause of bondage. And that has been very clearly, it is mentioned, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. Mind is the cause of bondage and also liberation. So now it is not the body, it is the mind. We have to go through that. Through mind, the mind is the root cause of the bondage. But a spiritually clever person using the same mind can get liberation. This is very unique. Now when we are feeling sick, we going to the doctor, then the doctor analyzing and giving the medicine remedy. When we are having some other problem, we are going to that particular person who can solve it. Like that it goes on. But what will happen to me with my own mind? Who can help me? Because I have to help myself to purify my own mind, which is impure because of the thoughts of these worldly objects. Now, we have to understand the seriousness of the problem. Our mind, which is already corrupted, with the help of that corrupted mind, I have to get the purification. How it is possible? So that's why the liberation, understanding the subtleness of the spirituality, millions, almost everyone in the whole world, each and every person is having a religion. And they are practicing their religion. And to some extent satisfied with the religion or disgusted with the religion. But what about the spirituality? Knowing about the truth. What is the truth? That I am purity itself. The very strong word, revolutionary word for many of the people who think themselves, we are separated, we are sinners. I met one lady, and when I was telling that we are Vedanta, what is that Vedanta? I told that we feel that each and every one is the divinity. Oh, that is a sacrilege. The one should not think in that way. That's a sin, I must say. I told that is the problem. We are thinking ourselves weak. We are thinking ourselves sinners. We must have to understand that how and it has come. How it has come, we have to understand that. Then of course, we were in a different purpose, so we could not continue, and she was not in a mood to accept that particularly. But this is the problem. I am thinking I am bound, I am thinking I am weak, I am thinking that I can never get liberation. Now who will help me? This is the problem. So that's why Swami Vivekananda said, but thinking weakness, you cannot overcome weakness. So we have to think something positive. What is that positive? So it is, Kapila gives the example of the wood. He says, have you noticed the wood? Now, of course, in California, whole of California, they know what is this wood and fire. Nobody is going and lighting it. Just because of the tremendous wind and two branches of trees, they are rubbing together, creating fire and burning themselves. That is the thing. Long back in our country, there was surely they had noticed this type of fire. And moreover, the thing that they used to use for fire was the woods. So Kapila is giving the example of the wood, and he is telling, have you noticed how the wood creating fire and then burning and totally destroying itself in that fire? The wood is creating the fire and then destroying. Similarly, use your mind and then destroy that mind. Because mind is the cause of bondage. Use that mind to destroy that part of the mind and go beyond it, beyond the mind. So this is the wonderful way our Bhagavata is giving the teaching. In our lives we experience joy and sorrow. What will happen to these experiences after the liberation? Another question is coming. Now, right from the childhood days, there's a little bit of joy and a little bit of sorrow, and it goes on and on and on. If we make a graph, it will constantly go on up and down, up and down, up and down. So this is the joy and sorrow, joy and sorrow, joy and sorrow goes on. What will happen after the liberation? Where those things, where it is going? So to give the reply, Kapila gives a wonderful analogy. It says, suppose you are having a fearful dream. And in the dream, everything is so permanent, so real. And in the dream, you are perspiring, gasping, and trying to go out of the danger. Now tell me, when you get up, what happens to those sufferings or joy that you were having in the dream? What happens to that? Vanishes. Even in the night when I was really tormenting, the moment in the morning I get up, I forget that, and I don't like to remember that also, that is a different thing, but I forget. So in the dream, it was so real. In the waking stage, it is completely unreal. Similarly, now in the waking stage, whatever we are thinking so real, in the spiritual stage, it will be completely unreal. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, if I knew this world is true, I would have covered the whole, that village where I was born, Kamarpukur, with gold. He said, no, it is not like that. It's all temporary. So this is the truth. The first is, we have to use our own mind to burn our mind, to completely remove our mind, which says, I, me and mine, all these things. We have to burn that, remove that. And then what will happen to our experiences? Nothing will remain after the liberation. Animitta nimittena sadharmena amalatmana. Now the question comes, the practices. Theory we have understood. We have to realize that. How to? Now he gives that one after another, the step by step we have to practice. And the very first word he said, go and close your eyes and sit. No. He said, swadharmena, animitta nimittena. With animitta nimittena. Nimitta, the cause is there. think that cause is not there, but practice your own responsibility, sadharma. I have accepted that, so why should I not? See that I got that oath to become to access the American citizenship, and in the oath it is written that if necessary, I will take the gun, I will take the arms to fight for the country. Then I told no, but I have accepted the vow of I cannot take the gun. So it is okay. That line, when others are repeating, you don't repeat. That will be all right. I appreciated that. The officer is so confident that all these 15, 20 lines that you are promising, whatever you are telling, just keeping the hand like this, you are telling the truth. How much faith? But truly, in the Indian mind, we feel, well, let me tell, but I am not going to follow that. Now, that is not good. We will come to that. Why in the Indian mind it has come? Every time in the Indian religion is telling Satya, 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 truthfulness, truthfulness. Then why we are behaving like this? Because of the social condition. We were under the subjugation of the foreign rulers for 800 to 1000 years almost. And you know that when you are subjugated, many things that you cannot express, the moment you express, you are dead. So you have to save your life, you have to tell lies. So this thing has crept into our mind. We don't mind telling lies. Why? Because we think that we have to save ourselves. And even if I am telling, I am not going to do that. But this gentleman, seeing me, you are a monk, so non-violence that you have promised, you must keep that non-violence promise. How? You will be accepted as a citizen of America, but there you need not to recite that particular, repeat that particular promise. That means expecting whatever promises that you are doing, you are telling the truth. Everywhere they will say, raise your hand like this and say, whatever is written in the form is true. You say like that, true. Why the hand? Because that associates that this hand is the symbol of my truth. I am not going to tell lies ever. So this, he said, Swadharmena. You want to practice spirituality? You must perform Swadharma. Swadharmena amulatmana. What will happen practicing your own responsibility, own duties? Your mind will become completely pure. Amulatmana. Atmana means the mind, will become pure, purified. Look at it. For the purification we go to bathe in the Ganga. For purification we do so many things. But what is the purification? The first thing, the Kapila, the great Muni, he is telling, you must perform your Swadharma, the responsibility. To whom he is telling? To his mother. And the mother, as I was telling, as a daughter, her father said, you must marry the Kardama, the Muni. She told, okay, brother. Then Kardama told, as my wife, you must look after my household. Okay. Then you must raise my children. Okay. Then when the husband was leaving, she told, I also need liberation. Why you are putting me over here? Then the husband told, this son is not an ordinary one. He is the Vishnu himself, has come as your son. So be with the son, take care of him, and the son will give you the liberation. She waited. When the son grew up, Kapila, then she came and told, you are my guru. I am not considering you as my son. Usually the parents, they won't listen to the son. Hey, what he will say? We know everything about it. He says, no. In the spiritual world, it's completely different. It's not about the age. It's not about the relation. It's about the knowledge. So Kapila gave that and he said, Mother, or nimitta nimittena, one should perform one's own duty, that is swadharma, with great sincerity and without hankering for the result. Or nimitta nimittena. By that, one's mind will become purified, amal atmana. So this is the main thing. We must have to practice swadharma. What is the swadharma? Any responsibility that you have accepted willingly, that is your swadharma. That's why I was telling. Willingly, I am accepting. Nobody is forcing me to accept the citizenship of America. I have accepted. Now they say, being an American, you must perform all this. Swadharma, you must have to. So this one action and two results. This very interestingly says, Swadharma through Karma Yoga. When you are doing the Swadharma, your responsibility, your duties, whatever you have to perform, you are performing. But how? Animitta nimittena, not depending or expecting the result, and that is called Karma Yoga. See how one action is giving the two result. I am a doctor, I am going and taking care of the patients and very carefully, but at the same time, the patient will give me this and that, nothing like that. I am not expecting anything, but patient must be cured. That much I must do, teacher, and giving best of my knowledge to the students. But not expecting the students will remember me and come back and then pay respect to me and this and that. Never. Parents, raising the children, giving best, but afterwards not depending on them. If they have come, okay, let them be happy. So this is the way, as a special type of training. Why? Because our mind is naturally attached to our own kith and kin. Many of the families, I know, the mother will never leave the son or the daughter, and creating the problem in the life of the son and the daughter too. So I think, then one mother told her son, till I am leaving, you should not accept the sannyasa. He was very much eager to take the sannyasa. When the mother became afterwards like the Sachin Tendulkar, going on batting up to 100. Now the son could not. So the son was telling, I am happy that I lived with my mother, but I could not accept the sannyas. I told never, don't bother about that. You have practiced the sadharma. That will give you liberation. So this swadharma and karma yoga, it goes side by side. We must understand that. It helps the mind to disassociate from the worldly things, prakriti. What is the worldly things? Prakriti. In the word of the Kapila, these worldly things, anything that is changing is nothing but prakriti, and gets associated with the Supreme God. When the mind is disassociated from the Prakriti, where it will go? It will go to Supreme God. And my experiences must be supported by the experiences of my earlier practitioners. That is also very important. Jnanena drishta tattvena. I am not telling the whole the sloka. I have taken the words from there. Jnanena drishta tattvena. Result of my experience must tally with the result of the experiments done earlier. That's why jnanena, I am having the knowledge. But is that all right? Majority of the people don't understand that. They think that I have realized. Many of the people, they say, no, I have realized, I have that. Have you tallied with others? No. If you tally, then you will understand. And others means what? Sometimes some people will say, my father told that he realized God. There's a very great respect for the father. But If he has realized the God, then this quality must have shown in his character. Have you noticed that? Emotion is one part. Attachment is another thing. Respect is another thing. Truth is another thing. Truth is completely different. They are cut and dry. Is it tallying with the experiences that is recorded in the scripture? If in the scripture whatever has been written, it is there, we can see, then we can understand. Lest we think that liberation from the clutches is not very difficult, as we are reading now, just practice your swadharma, your own responsibilities without expecting any result, and your mind will be purified and you will be liberated. This is so simple. Kapila understood that. In the 27th chapter, 27th verse, he is telling, Yada evam adhyatma rataha kalena bahu janmana sarvatra jata vairagya abrahma bhuvana muni. Then you become a muni if you can disassociate your mind from these objects. Through such intense practices for a very long time, even several births, one develops extreme dispassion, vairagya, and how? For everything up to Brahmaloka. The Brahma is the firstborn and the creator. If someone comes and gives you that post, if you are eager, oh, that will be good, then you are not going to get the liberation. That is also a bondage. So you have to have the dispassion for everything. The small boy, he went to the Yamaloka, and the story goes in the Upanishad, Kathopanishad, and the Yama was tempting him, giving all the prizes. Then he said, no, I don't need all these things. I need only the knowledge. So that is called dispassion. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also tempted in his great difficult time, the Narendranath. He wanted money to support his family, his mother, brother, sister. That time Sri Ramakrishna said, go. Today is the Tuesday. Today is Saturday. Go to Mother Kali. Whatever you will pray, you will get. So that young boy who never accepted Mother Kali entered into the temple and saw Mother is not image, the living. And anything you just wish, you will get that. That was a great temptation. Make me the king of the whole world. No, he didn't say that. Give me vairagya, dispassion. That was the prayer. So that tremendous control over your mind, the temptation, how it comes. Just one day I practice and it will come. No. Bahu janmana, kalena bahu janmana. You have to, after practicing that only, jata vairagya, then only you get that dispassion. And what is that dispassion? Abrahma bhuvanat. If you have that type of dispassion, then only people will call you Muni, Mananshila. So Kapila Muni then teaches his mother Devahuti the spiritual discipline, practicing which she will get liberation. Now, this is the way she is concluding the conversation with his mother. Now we will also go on practicing, addressing his mother as Nripa Atmaje. Atmaja is son or daughter. So Ja means birth, one who has taken birth from me. So Atmaja. So this Atmaja, Nripa, the king's daughter, that means princess, addressing his mind, and that you are the daughter of a king, you are the princess. And he was telling why suddenly he addressed the mother as the Atmaja. Nripa Atmaja, why he addressed? Now anything in the scripture, any word that they use, they must have thought something So that's why here I thought, it is my analysis, by telling the mother that you are a Kshatriya lady and you are the princess, so you were born and brought up in a comfortable life. First analysis, mother, you were born in a very comfortable life. So born and brought up. Will you be able to practice these austerities? That is the first thing the Kapila is telling his mother. And again, the second meaning it may be, you are a Kshatriya lady. People who are determined to finish the task once taken up. The Kshatriya clan, they never give up. Once they take up anything, they will finish it and then only they will stop. That is the speciality of the Kshatriyas. So this Kshatriya means the military clan, the military race. They are very, very determined type. So that's why here reminding the mother, you are a Kshatriya. So once you take up, do not give it up. So in both the meaning it may be Yogasya Lakshanam Bhakshe. I will tell you how to practice the yoga. Yogasya Lakshanam Bhakshe. Lakshanam means the system, the way you must practice. Friends, these are the great teachings of the Bhagavatam. And how this, slowly we will go to that. Swadharma Acharanam Shaktya Vidharmat Nibartanam Daivat Labdhena Santosha Atmobid Charana Archanam. The first sloka says, the third book, 28th chapter, 2nd verse, he said that Swadharma Acharanam, you must practice your own responsibility again and again and again. That's why Swami Vivekananda, but this was misinterpreted. For a long time in our country, in India, these teachings were misinterpreted by some of the people. And all over the society, it came that if you are a religious person practicing religion, don't work. Why work will buy? It's a wrong conception. Some people came and told the great leader, our Lord Buddha, he said, this world is full of misery. For misery for whom? Who has understood it? Shankaracharya came and told that this world is nothing but Maya. Maya for whom? Who has understood it? For other people, millions and millions of people who don't bother about it, they like to survive. For them, you made them weak. But in the Bhagavata, it says, long back in the Bhagavata, it says, Swadharma Acharanam Shaktya. Then afterwards, in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is telling, Sadharme Nidhanam Sreya Paradharma Bhayavaha. So forcefully he is telling, Swadharme Nidhanam Sreya. Kshatriya Virya, when he is a soldier, he must be powerful physically and mentally. He must be dedicated to the cause. No, he will be just humble and meditating, doing like this, writing poems. He may, there is no problem. But when the responsibility comes, he must stand like a stone. Otherwise, the king must be judged. Even if his own son is doing something wrong, the punishment should be equal. That's why Ramachandra, in the Indian society, Ramachandra is a great personality. Why? Because he was equal. Everything was the same. His brother did some mistake, the Lakshmana, his own shadow. He did a mistake, immediately the punishment that is supposed to get by the others also. That detachment. Because being a king, I am supposed to do this. I am not a father. I am not related with anything. Sitting on the throne, I am the king, and same-sightedness. Swadharma acharanam sattva vidharmat nibartanam. And you must come back, perform your duties and responsibilities as best as you can. Acharanam shaktya, as best as you can. Not not that you should be perfect. It is not possible all the time to become perfect, but as best as you can. So that is the first thing. Second, abstain from performing those works that will harm others, evil deeds. Bidharmat nibartanam. The moment we say bidharma, the other's religion, immediately the present day society will say, oh, that. See, even in the Bhagavata they say others' religion should. Where was other religion? At the time of Bhagavata, there was no other religion, anything, anywhere around. It was only the Sanatana Dharma. So why bidharma? What is that bidharma? The responsibility which is not yours, you should not step into that. Otherwise you create problem. Now the administration and the judiciary, if the judiciary start doing the administration and administration start influencing the judiciary, what will happen? Society will break down. See, from the beginning itself, that is called Swadharma. King's Dharma, there's a big list what the king should do and the ministers should do. In the Rig Veda, the oldest religious book, there the rishis are addressing the captain, they're addressing the Senapati, and they say, you are a Senapati, we have chosen you as our general of the military, so you must perform your duty. In the Rig Veda, they are reminding again and again. So that is called Sadharma. Sadharma Acharanam Satya. One person, a married person, came to Sri Ramakrishna and he wanted to practice spirituality. Sri Ramakrishna told, what about your family? How they will be looked after? Oh, I don't care. You don't care? You must. You are a married man. Who is going to look after your family? Go back. That is your Sadharma. When Swami Vivekananda, the young man, the arranged marriage, and that was going on, Sri Ramakrishna heard about that and ran to Ma Kali. Mother, don't bind him, I need his service. But when another person came, Master Mahashaya, who noted the gospel, all the conversation, and he said, I am already married and having children. He said, oh, I saw you, that a great potentiality was there. I could utilize that for spreading the religion. So this way, Swadharma. Look at the life of Ma Sharadamani Devi. The 30th December, we are going to observe the Mother Sharadamani Devi. It's a great day. And Mother is the embodiment of all these. Sadharma, she practiced. And then whatever the responsibility came, she practiced. Abstain from bidharma. Will never do. Few ladies came to Ma Sharadamani Devi and told, we are going with the Sri Ramakrishna to visit that place. Will you come? Just think of it. 18 years young, the wife. And in those days, they could not come out. So naturally, it was a great opportunity. Her husband is going, other people are also going. She was also naturally thinking to go, but without Master's permission, I cannot go, my husband's permission. This lady is going to the Sri Ramakrishna and told, the mother also wants to go. Will she? Sri Ramakrishna replied, and Sri Ramakrishna is a great master. He said, if she likes, she can go. Look at it. If she likes. And mother, when they came back and told, oh, he has given the permission, mother told, no, what he said. Tell me exactly what he said. He said, if you like, you can go. That means he is not liking, I won't go. But this is the wife's responsibility. So this is called Swadharma. There's a lot many things we must understand about the Swadharma. As a student, as a son, as a daughter, as a parents, as a husband and wife, all these things we must have to have. Then this whole society will become really heaven. Only by performing Swadharma, it will be heaven. Daivat labdhena santosha. Then whatever you have achieved, you must be satisfied with that. Some people are getting something more, And if you are constantly going on complaining why they will get all those things, why I am not having, and you are burning only, nobody else. So you must be contented. Oh, whatever I have got, I am fine. No problem for me. So that Daivat Labdhena Santosha, then he said, Atmavid Charana Archanam. Then you must serve the holy people. Unless and until you are doing the service to the holy people, you will never get anything, because your ego is not going to get the crashes. Otherwise it will be very difficult. Then if you go, then they will be scolding you, rebuking you, so many other problems will come, and slowly your ego will go away. Otherwise you will never get ready to receive the blessings of the God. It's called, you must Atmavid Charana Archanam. The first instruction that he gave in the second verse of the 28th chapter, these Swadharma Acharana, Vidharma, which is not your responsibility, don't disturb in that. And then Daivat Labdhena Santosha, whatever you have got, be satisfied in that, and go to the holy people and try to serve them. Then the 3 verses that continues over there, he said, Gramma Dharma Nirvittischa. This is a very unique way of presenting Gramma Dharma. If you translate the Gramya, the word Gramma means village. And if you translate the religion of the villages, hey, why the Kapila is criticizing the villagers, that's all emotional thing. Here the Gramma is completely different thing. In the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, if you read his Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said, Gramma Katha na kahibe. In Bengali he said, Gramma Katha. All the useless discussions you should not do, because it's a waste of time. Gramma Katha na kahibe. You should not say that. Here the Gramma means that which is not connected for your purpose. What is our purpose? Liberation. Our goal, liberation. So only that thing we should concentrate. And he said, Gramma Dharma Nirvittischa Moksha Dharma Rati Tatha. You must love the Moksha Dharma, and you must denounce the Gramya Dharma. Mita Madhya Adanam Shashvata Vivikta Shema Sevanam. These are the basic things to start the spiritual life. The first, 3rd chapter, 28, the 3rd book, 28 chapter, 2nd verse, and then he says, in the 3rd verse, one who wants to get liberation should not practice dharma, artha, kama. That's called gramma. You know that 4, the goals in a human life that was fixed in our tradition. First is dharma, the duties and responsibilities, etc. You must learn about that. And after getting that knowledge, you must utilize those knowledges and earn some money, artha, and then kama. All your desires should be fulfilled with that money. So these are the 3 steps. Then comes the moksha finally. Here he says, since you have sincerely trying to get the liberation, don't bother about the other 3 things. Go straight to the moksha. You must practice moksha dharma, paths that lead to liberation. Should eat moderately and pure food. You should eat moderately and pure food. This is also very, very important. Very, very important. Otherwise it is very difficult to control the mind. And then Mita, Madhya, Adanam, Shashvat. But no list of food, no list of items that what you should eat. Afterwards only it has been added. Nothing like that. Which is good for you, you must eat, but limited. And must reside in a solitary place. Bibikta Shema Sevanam. You must stay in a solitary place. Then he gives the list, the whole list. The seekers of the liberation must adopt. Those who are interested must read the whole 28th chapter of the third book. So 28th chapter gives how to practice. And the most important thing, ahimsa. Ahimsa, banishing of ill will towards the creatures. That's called first ahimsa. Banishing the ill will. Here, the ahimsa, the moment you say ahimsa, most of the Indian minds will immediately think of vegetarian food. It has nothing to do with the food. The ill will that you are thinking about the others, the bad thing, if you are not doing that, that is ahimsa. Then satyam, holding to the truthfulness, as I was telling, at the time of oath, they told, since you have accepted ahimsa, they don't repeat these words. Satya. The small thing, little thing, but for us it is nothing. Once you take up any responsibility, you must stick to that. Satya. So that's Satya. Then Asteya, refraining from exploiting others. One should not exploit others. Mostly the highly educated people, they exploit. Those who are going for this PhD and their masters, many places, if you go and talk to those people, they will tell the stories of these. So many times they will torture them. Any other places also, any opportunity, immediately they will torture. That is called, you should not, asteyam, refraining from exploiting others. You should not. Javat artha parigraha, accept only required quantity. Unnecessarily excess and excess and excess, why you should take? Take only required quantity, that much. I need these things. This is necessary for me. Take that. That's for you, no problem. You are a doctor, you are a thinker, and you need some comfort. You must get it. But at the same time, not excess. Brahmacharyam, practicing self-restraint. Tapa, austerity, physical and psychological. There's someone says something wrong about you, immediately you are reacted. You are not practicing tapasya. The tapasya means that, let him say, it's okay. And very happily you are accepting that. That is called tapasya. And when someone is praising you, that also you are not accepting. That is called tapasya. That is called psychological tapasya. And physical tapasya, sometimes you are having the good thing and sometimes you are not. In whatever condition, you must accept that. That's called physical tapasya. Shaucham, maintaining purity externally and internally. And what is this purity? The most of the people I know, the ones they take the monastic girl, they don't clean themselves. If you go near to them, it's a bad smell is coming from their body and their clothing. They don't wash. They think, oh, this is austerity we are practicing and we don't care about the body. No, wrong. You must be very neat and clean. And that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was very neat and clean. Ma Sharadamani Devi, very, very careful. Swami Vivekananda used to visit now and then the rooms of the brahmacharis. Suddenly he will enter into the room of the brahmacharis, whether everything is nicely kept or not, very neat and clean. Maybe there's a simple dress, but very well washed and properly. So that is the Ramakrishna mission. Any ashrama, if you go, the Ramakrishna mission, they say Vedanta society in this country and Ramakrishna mission or Math, M-A-T-H, in India, anywhere. Very poor if you go, neat and clean, very neat and clean, all the time. And people think that, oh, they are all rich people. It's not rich or poor. Many of the ashramas are there very poor, particularly in Kerala. Some of the ashramas are really very poor. I visited that. Only one item they will eat, either rice over that in a Kerala, that South Indian, that rasam, but that's all. Nothing else. But look at the plate, they will clean it so nicely. It's all glittering plates. And you won't understand. Cooking very clean. So this is the symbol of spirituality. Spirituality means, oh, I saw the light crossing this way, that way. I don't understand. So these are the basic things. Then it says, Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means regular study of scripture. Oh, I have finished that and now I am not like that. Every day at least 2 pages, 3 pages, you must read. Sincerely you must read. And that is called Swadhyaya. Purusha Archanam. Worship. Purusha means one who is residing within. That is called Purusha Archanam. That is worshipping of God. And these are the basic things. If you are not practicing, forget about getting the liberation. No, you can't. So Sadharma, from there you must begin. Whatever the responsibility, wherever you are, start from there. Do that with a mind of detachment. So along with the Swadharma, with the Karma Yoga, and then Maunam, the moderate in speech. This is very, very important. We all the time think like talking, but moderate in speech. One must be. Whenever we get an opportunity, any Indian, they know minimum 50 things about the spirituality. If they get any opportunity, they will constantly giving the advices. But I don't practice, but I am telling you, if you like, you can practice like that. But this is very bad. Very bad. And one couple came, American couples, they were late in taking the prasad. And they were purchasing books. Then afterwards when they came, I found that there was nothing. So I went to our volunteers and arrange something for them. So they should not go empty stomach. So they arranged that. Then one lady came. When all these things were doing, she was not anywhere. Then when they sat for eating, she came. Oh, you have come to Vedanta? You know what is Vedanta? I told, my God. Then how can I stop her? I cannot say, please, at least to let them have the practical Vedanta, eating, and then afterwards sleeping, and then if they... No, she will go on giving the lecture. And then, when she stopped, when they got up, and then threw the things and washed their hands and went away, then only she told, I converted them. And what conversion? Who asked her to do that? So this is the problem. Other people don't understand who is Swami and who is a devotee. For them, Vedanta society. And what the impression they will carry? Oh, Vedanta society? Oh my God! They will give you food and 1 ton of lecture. So all blame come on us. The people don't understand who is Swami. How they will know? New people. Maybe I am wearing a peculiar dress, and they think, oh, it is a Halloween dress. Okay, no problem. So that's why the responsibility of our devotees is great. Whoever following the path of the Vedanta must understand this. So this is the reason these things are so important. Mauna, moderate speech, inspire, no problem. Give some ideas also, no problem. And help them to pick up the books, no problem. But at the same time, in a controlled manner. Sada sanajaya stoicam. Practice a steady posture for meditation. Asana stoicam. When you are practicing meditation, the way you are sitting, that must be very, very steady. Pranajaya shanaihi. Then gradually controlling your breathings. Pranajaya. This is also very important. And then pratyaharacha indriyanam vishayan manasa hridhi. Pratyahara, you are withdrawing the mind from the sense objects and directing the mind towards the heart, hridhi. In the chapter 28 of the 3rd book, Kapila explained in details the process of meditation. Then he described how the mind be fixed on Sri Vishnu. So this is also very important. After this, he said, Lila Dhyana. It is not easy to meditate on without any object. Some people, they think in that way, but it becomes very, slow progress. But if you have an object, and what should be the object? Vishnu. Then he is describing in many verses what the Vishnu, the Shankar, Chakra, Gada, Padmadhari Vishnu, what type of color of the cloth of the Vishnu, what type of garland, how is the eyes, how his hairs, how the hands, how he is smiling, how his feet, everything in great details he is giving over here, so that you can just close your eyes and visualize. When the mind gets free from any objects, it merges in Supreme Brahman automatically, like a lamp without oil extinguished. So the example is giving what will happen the moment you realize what will happen. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, suppose there is a darkness in a room for a long time, many days. Then suddenly someone brings a light inside the room. Will that darkness go slowly? No. In pal bhar ke tallas mein, in Hindi, they say, मैं को कहाँ ढूंढो बंदे, मैं तो तेरा पास में. Where you are searching me, my friend, I am with you. खोजोगे तो अभी मिलूंगा पल भर के तलाश में. If you truly seek me, without a blink, you will get me, you will realize me. So that he says, the moment you realize the truth, and immediately all other things are gone, nothing will remain. The great Rishi Kapila, he instructed the mother, and along with the mother, all of us, what he instructed? This is very important. We are studying the Bhagavatam. This Bhagavatam is giving the example and the instruction that one should practice Karma Yoga. What is the Karma Yoga? You are practicing your own responsibility without waiting for the result to come, disassociated from the result. Jnana Yoga, understanding that we are the pure. We have been created by God, the Supreme God. So obviously I am also God. And my practices is nothing but becoming my God. And then Dhyana Yoga, all the practices that he have given over there. And then Bhakti Yoga. And in our next class, we will try to understand different types of bhakti, grades of devotion. Devahuti, the Blessed Mother, listened very carefully, Sravana, then analyzed, Manana. Those who are following these classes, you know how she was asking the question. That proves she was not only listening, she was also pondering over that, analyzing that, whether this type of teaching is going to be beneficial or not. So Sravana and Manana. Sravana means listening attentively, Manana analyzing, and then Nididhyasana, she meditated and got completely merged in Brahman. So Devahuti got the liberation. How? Sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam, sarva bhutani cha atmani. Sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam. He saw the same divinity in every being. And all this, in that divinity, Sarva bhutani cha atmani. In the 42nd verse, he concludes, having thus conquered the Prakriti, the primal energy of the Lord Vishnu, Devahuti obtained the real form of Brahman. How the mother Devahuti got liberation? This is the way. Now question comes whether we are interested to get the liberation or not. And if we are interested to get the liberation, it is not the Bhagavatam, the way one can explain. is one sincerity. These are the things that you have to practice, we have to practice. And the great teacher Kapila is asking us, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya, Tapa, Shaucham, Saddhaya, then Purusha Archanam, Maunam, Dhairyam, and Pranajaya, and Pratyahara, all these. You go to any scripture, you find this list. Anywhere in the Bhagavad Gita, same. Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all it is there. You go to Yoga Shastra, the same list will be there. You go to any scripture, these are the things they are constantly asking us to practice. Without practicing this, just by reading some of the things, and we think that we are very intelligent, we understand religion, you may understand something, but the liberation will come when you see that divinity present in every being. And how then you can say, I hate you, you don't belong to me? And this is Hinduism. Religion is realization. What is the realization? That supreme being, whom we call as God, is present in every being. The moment you say they don't belong to us, you are not a Hindu. The moment you segregate, no. As a religion, you cannot say that. Politically, socially, economically, almost surely you can say that. But spiritually, no. Religiously, no. You cannot. So in the temple, the Hindu temple, all should be allowed to go if they have the devotion. All should be allowed. Why not? Who are you to say another son or daughter of God, you should not come? Who are you? Friends, if you read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, you will see that one gentleman was there who used to serve Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to say others, don't go to Sri Ramakrishna, come to me, I will give you this and that. He never allowed many to go to Sri Ramakrishna, and majority of the people don't understand. They come and they don't know. So whatever the other people nearby they say, they accept that. Then one day Sri Ramakrishna noticed it, and she said, you are not doing the right thing. Let people come. To God, everyone has the right to go. Don't do it. Ultimately, he was removed from there. So that always it happens. The God will remove you if you are asking other not to go to God. This is a dangerous thing. Then I always feel in some of the temples, the traditional temples, they don't allow people. Do they know how the God will react? If the scripture is truth, then this is also going to happen for sure. One should not do that. It is the love, and this is unselfishness, on the basis of which the whole edifice of Hindu religion is standing. All religion, in fact, are standing. Thank you. Let us chant this mantra. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Nabidu Surasuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Thank you. Even everywhere snow. Of course, this is common thing in Chicago.